The Trump administration is planning changes to the Department of Defense, including its broader strategic emphasis. Our Washington correspondent, Luis Eduardo Martinez, has more on the story.
3, 2, آتش!
U.S. adversaries are ramping up their military cooperation and military exercises. Iran conducted last week its first live-fire military drill since the 12-day war. Russia and the Chinese Communist Party also conducted earlier this month joint live-fire naval exercises in the Sea of Japan in a show of growing cooperation in between Beijing and Moscow. U.S. allies are also flexing their military might. Canada, Australia, and the Philippines conducted live-fire military exercises in the disputed South China Sea shoal earlier this month. And the United States conducted water-crossing drills with the Republic of Korea, while Taiwan has tested their newly acquired U.S.-made HIMARS rocket launchers. The world is preparing for a potential war in the Indo-Pacific, and the Trump administration is preparing changes to its own Department of Defense.
As I call it, the Department of War. You know, we call it the Department of Defense, but between us, I think we're going to change the name. You want to know the truth? I think we're going to have some information on that maybe soon, but I think because, Department of Defense, we won the World War I, World War II. It was called the Department of War.
George Washington created the Department of War in 1789. Its name was later changed some 150 years later in 1949 to the Department of Defense. That change was intended to reflect the Cold War era national security priorities, which emphasized the defense of international allies and deterring Soviet Russia.
It's not just about words. It's about the warrior ethos. It's about what the department is supposed to do. George Washington started the Department of War because he wanted us to win our wars. Our founders didn't want endless foreign entanglements. They didn't want endless contingencies and deployments. They wanted an empowered military that the handcuffs were taken off to fight to win.
If the Trump administration goes ahead with its suggested changes of the Department of Defense, it would likely have to go through Congress as it did in 1949, and it would reflect a modern view of national security strategy, which emphasizes offensive capabilities as means of deterring U.S. adversaries. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Luis Eduardo Martinez, NTD News.